Welcome everyone to day 10 of the Sewing Room Declutter Challenge. I'm Karen Brown of Just Get It Done Quilts, and together we're going to clear out the unwelcome, the unwanted, and the no longer necessary to make space for a year full of creativity, clarity, and joy. So over the past few days, we've talked about capacity and function and deterioration with age. And today we apply all three to items that may be small, but are mightily important. That is the pins and needles and the other things that hold our work together. Step one is setting your timer. These items are small and easy to overthink and can be surprisingly emotional if some of them have been passed on to you from a loved one. And step two is to define your capacity. Now, this may feel a bit silly today because these items are physically small, and you may store your pins and needles in multiple places in your home. So the question of the day is, do I use it here? And we're going to start with the sewing machine needles, which vary by machine, size, and fabric. So for me, I've defined this little bucket as where I keep my machine needles. Step three is to declutter what doesn't serve you. So keep all the everyday needles that you use regularly, specialty needles that you actually use. Let go of needles without any labels, bent or damaged needles, needles for machines that you no longer own, and specialty needles that you'll never use. I purchase my needle in bulk for those sizes that I use in my everyday piecing. I use this one for the heavier sewing, like quilting and bags. I use these for paper piecing, and these denim ones I use when I'm making rope bowls and rugs. My embroidery machine needles I keep with my embroidery kit, and my serging needles I keep with my serger. And of course, my long arm ones are near my long arm. And I just have a couple of packets of these for just in case. I probably could declutter them, but they fit within the capacity I've defined, so that's okay. Remove anything that doesn't make the cut. I keep a small container. This is an old pill bottle, just for the rejects. I put a hole in the top for when I just have one needle, but if I have more, I can just take off the lid. At the studio, I also use this old gum container, which is great for both sharps and rotary blades. Remember, bent, dull, or damaged needles can damage your fabric and can injure you. Keep this container nearby so you don't hesitate to use it when you have a bad one. And when it fills up, you recycle it with your metals. Now let's repeat this process with our hand sewing needles. Here again, we have many types. We have it quilting, embroidery, cross stitch, upholstery, and applique. And they can accumulate quickly through multi-packs, kits, inheritance, and gifts. So, do you actually do this type of handiwork? And do the needles give you the results that you want? And are they stored where you actually sew? Let go of any gummy needles from old packaging, unlabeled needles, and needles for crafts that you no longer do. Keep only what supports what you do now. Now, the next is pin and pin adjacent tools. So you want to take a look at your straight pins, you want to look at your safety pins, clips, magnets, and specialty pins. And you've likely developed favorites as your skills have evolved. And maybe you use different kinds for different projects. I use pins for piecing, clips for binding, clips and magnets for bags, and I use these big magnets on my long arm. So keep the types that you reach for without thinking. Let go of the styles that you never choose anymore. These straight pins with a head I no longer use. The bent, the rusted, if it doesn't slide easy into your fabric or a pin cushion, it likely has a burr, so let go of those too. Also, let go of any random pin that has shown up in your set. You only need to track what you use. Now, speaking of pin cushions, a good rule is one per sewing area. But honestly, I use two in my sewing space. I like one on the right and one on the left. And I don't use any with my English paper piecing kit because the bag itself works as a pin cushion when I need it. Now empty them. Every year I laugh as I do this, as I find all the needles I thought I lost. And some get lost inside the pin cushion, and it takes a bit of manipulation to find them all. And lastly, this is probably the best time to review your thimbles. Do you even use a thimble? Do they fit your fingers? Do you have the right one for the job? The one I use for English paper piecing is different than the one I use in sashiko, and is different from the one I use when I embroider. Are they comfortable? Are they stored where you actually use them? Keep the ones you love. My son just gave me this beauty for Christmas, and donate the rest. Now, this category might be a quick win if you decluttered last year, or a big release if you have been collecting sharps for decades, or have inherited a bag of miscellaneous stuff that includes sharps. Do not feel any obligation to keep them. They were somebody else's decision making, not yours. If they do not work for you or you have what you need, let them go. And don't forget to spend at least 5 minutes on your Declutter Challenge project. If you want the worksheet for the daily challenge and the suggested list of videos to watch, there's a link in the video notes below, as well as in the daily blog and the newsletter. So now it's your time to share. What surprised you today? And what was the oddest thing you found tucked into a pincushion or drawer? Share your progress with the Declutter Challenge community so you can inspire others. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow for day number 11.